All right, moving back to the games that took place Wednesday night. Pittsburgh had a commanding 3-1 lead. They were here right across the street, Madison Square Garden. Jake Gensel, man, this kid, he gets 3 for $1 in the first period, puts the Penguins up 1-0 with his 6th of the playoffs. He's the first Penguin to ever score a goal in the first 5 games of a series. That's pretty crazy considering their history. He has the 7th best goals per playoff game of all time. Mario Lemieux, Mike Bossy, Rocket Rashad, Cam Neely, Nathan McKinnon, Wayne Gretzky, Jake Gensel. Pretty crazy stuff. Anyways, Pittsburgh got a 2-0 lead. Couldn't sit on it. The Rangers finally woke up. I don't know if they figured out Louis Domingue all of a sudden or if they just played their best game of the series. Either way, they come back with a raging 5-3 victory. A couple guys in the room hit their bets. It's 3-2 series back to Pittsburgh. Are they shitting their pants a little bit now, Whit, or what?
Yeah, and there's one reason that they're hitting the panic button, and that is the health of their leader, captain, and legend, Sidney Crosby. And I have been all over the Fugazi Rangers fans, just like an entire group of clowns. What an absolute clown group of people, Rangers fans. You know what? Rangers Twitter, because then everyone says, I swear to God, I'm a Rangers fan, and I agree with you. Rangers Twitter sucks. So maybe it's a faction that I hate.
Yeah, and you ruin your chance with Margot Robbie.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, that was over before there was even a chance at it. So I'll say Crosby being out, and the issue I have with it is I don't think there was a ton of intent by Trouba. No. But the fact of the matter is his elbow hit his face. So it doesn't really matter what the intent is. In my opinion, it's you have to be responsible for what part of your body, if your stick hits someone, if your elbow hits someone. And I don't think he went looking at elbow in the face, but in the end, it was an elbow to the face. And I think he will get disciplined for it, or he should. But with him having a possible concussion, it's just terrifying for any Penguins fan to see. Grinelli had a good question. Has he had a concussion since the issue that turned into the neck issue years ago? I don't remember one. The point is, like, if he's out, they could be really fucked, because Louis Domingue, who's done a good job, like I've kind of said, it's Louis Domingue. He's not an NHL goaltender. And that win tonight by the Rangers after going down like that, and the feeling that they have in terms of momentum, it's got to worry Penguins fans.
And the fact that Merles, I guess I'll hand it over to you quickly. As soon as Crosby went down, you felt like you saw a different Rangers team. It was like a light switch had gone.
We were talking before the game. We said they have not been hard on Crosby at all. If you watch the series last year against the Islanders, they're all over him the whole game. Pajot's checking him the whole game and making it really hard on him. The Rangers have made it so easy for him. He looks like Crosby at 27, 28, dominating every game. Yeah, we don't want to see him get hurt there. It's brutal for everybody. He was playing. I had him on my Conn Smythe look, and yeah, it's a dirty hit, I guess, an illegal hit. But like you said, he wasn't trying to do it. I don't think.
Happening.
But now Pittsburgh's in deep trouble, missing their best player, missing their best D, and with a third-string AHL goalie.
Despite how much I hate Rangers fans on Twitter, they're going to be shocked by this. I think that his stick gets caught between his leg and then his arm just comes up. And the one angle I've seen with, I don't think that there's going to be any supplementary discipline. Say supplementary.
Yeah, I shouldn't. Maybe he's not suspended. I think you might get fined. You don't think there'll be anything?
It just looked too like natural where he got his stick caught and he was like, trying to defend him and it just came up quick. Now I'd have to get the other angles, but the only one that I saw on Twitter, I don't think it's going to do enough work to cause him anything. And if it's a fine, who gives a fuck?
No,
the guy makes $7 million a year. And now the Penguins are without Dumoulin's their third best defenseman.
I think they're second.
Their number one.
Well, not better than Letang.
You think he's better than Letang?
All around, if you're trying to win a hockey game, yeah.
Well, there you go. They're missing their first and second string goalie, and now they're missing their best center. And I'll tell you what, I know Malkin's been hot and cold, and at his hot moments in this series, he's looked like the Malkin of old. But when he was gone, he's a second line center. He couldn't match what Sid was bringing to the lineup when he was down that second half of that game. Like you saw him cross. Did you see him cross the blue line, running into his own guy, and then slow on the back check? He's just. I think at this point in his career, he's playing second fiddle, and we're not going to see that Malkin who used to elevate his game when Crosby was out of the lineup. So I'm going to say that if Crosby doesn't come back to the series, boys, I think they're going to lose in 7.
Gino also took that horrible penalty when he creamed Rooney right in the face with the cross check. 7.5 minutes left, very undisciplined penalty. They didn't end up scoring on it, but he's one of your best players. Now he's in the penalty box. So, you don't expect that from a guy who's been around the block this many times.
Yeah.
Also, Mike Sullivan, now the winningest coach in Penguins playoff history after the Game 4 victory. And Tristan Jarry, he returned to the ice to take shots Monday. No word on a potential return at this time. So, any final thoughts on?
Yeah,
on this?
I have one here. So for those who didn't tune into the live stream the other day, the bet is now official between Biz and Avery that Avery will jump into the Hudson River if the Rangers lose.
Throw him in.
We'll throw him into the Hudson River if the Rangers lose, and Biz will go on to TNT in an Avery Zaretsky custom New York Rangers jerseys.
He's got to send it to me.
He will.
And he said he'd put out his Instagram and Twitter and stuff. So this is definitely a good win for Avery if they can get it done. But Biz wearing a jersey compared to him jumping in the Hudson and growing a 12th toe is 11th and 12th toe is a fucking way worse punishment for him.
I'll go even one further. I'll ask the producers. I'll put an L on my forehead for the segment.
This is like adding years onto your jail sentence you're gonna get from smashing the lobby up in Atlanta.
Well, I'm trying to fucking get the fans going, Whit.
If the fans want to get in on this, you can bet on the series on Barstool Sportsbook, and the Rangers are plus 195 right now. The Penguins are minus 240. So if you want to get in on the fun, I'm already invested on the Rangers. So
look at you, Merle. So are you going to double down at this point? 'Cause it's better odds?
I got no money. I got no money left after the Oilers last night.
Oilers are hosing us.